People are terrified about personal liability when it comes to bounce back loans, but here is the truth that no one is telling you. These loans can often be settled for pennies on the pound. Now, if you're scared about not being able to pay back your bounce back loan, you're not alone. Directors across the UK are losing sleep. They're terrified of being made personally liable, facing an insolvency investigation, or even losing their homes. Now, too many people are panicking. They're making the wrong moves or they're doing nothing at all. And that's where the real trouble begins. In this video, I'm going to show you the truth about bounce back loans, your options, and how to even settle a 50 grand bounce back loan for £2,000. Now, if you don't understand this process, you are risking huge fines, legal action, and years of financial stress. Don't let fear drive you into a mistake that could ruin your future. This is your chance to take control. Chris Worden, Director First, thanks for joining the video. Here is what you need to know about bounce back loans, the myths around repayment, and how you can protect yourself and even settle these loans for far less than you think, okay? Right. Thank you for joining the video. Let's start with what happens if you can't afford to pay a bounce back loan. Now, the first thing you need to know is that lenders are not here to ruin your life if you can't pay it, okay? They were given to you without a personal guarantee, and the banks have a guarantee from the government that if you default, the government pays the banks. So it's an absolutely ideal loan as long as there's no fraud involved. Now, if you can't pay, the first thing I want you to do, I want you to call your lender, okay? It's a tough call to make, I get it, you're scared, but if you've done nothing wrong, you've nothing to worry about, okay? When you contact the lender, I want you to tell them 3 things, okay? You ready for this? 1, you cannot afford repayment. It is affecting your mental health. Share that too, because it will help them treat you as a vulnerable borrower. Now, I have spoken to thousands of directors who can't pay the bounce back loan back. And all of them are suffering because of the anxiety that's caused. Because listen, some people do go to prison, right? But it's very, very few, okay? 99% of people out there that took a bounce back loan will not be going to prison. But you've got to tell the lender what's going on for you, right? You might want to ask them what additional support they can offer. And they're going to talk to you about pay as you grow. Pay as you grow is interest-free instalments. So you pay interest only for 3 times during the loan at 6 months at a time. There's a time where you can have a 6-month holiday where you don't pay anything. And you can restructure the loan from 6 years to 10 years, okay? Now, that's okay if your business is perhaps going to get back on its feet, right? But if it's not, and you've got no hope of repaying it, that pay-as-you-grow option is no help for you. They're probably going to offer you a breathing space period, okay? Now, what you're not to do, don't ignore the problem. All lenders have got processes to help you, right? But they can't do it if you don't communicate with them, right? Obviously, they're going to offer you the pay-as-you-grow option. If you have no way of repaying this bounce back loan, the pay-as-you-grow option is going to kick the can down the line for you. Now, the options on pay-as-you-grow, they can help in the short term. You know, obviously, they're going to increase the overall cost of the loan because of the extra interest, but you know, the interest is peanuts really. But if you genuinely can't afford the loan at all, there's no point in extending the problem, right? What you want to do is get this loan into default. Now, the step 1 of default is you miss payments. If you miss 3 monthly repayments, your lender will send you a default notice. Now, this might be something that puts the fear of God in you. It sounds terrifying, but let me explain exactly what it is. It just means your account's probably going to get frozen, and any funds in that business account could be used to offset the loan. The lender will issue a demand for full repayment, okay? But again, this is just another part of their procedure, and it's so they can claim from the government on the guarantee. Now, then what they're going to do, the lender, once you're in default and they've put the claim in, the lender will claim the government guarantee from the government. And once the lender declares that your loan's in default, they can claim the full amount from the government. And this is why they're okay with you defaulting. It's actually easier for them, and the government pays it back, okay? Here's the problem though, they don't tell you if they've got the money back on your bounce back loan. There's probably loads of people watching these videos right now where the bank has actually got the money back from the government. Now, how does this affect you, right? Because once the lender claims a guarantee, they're required to pursue recovery efforts for up to 12 months. Now, this involves contacting you to assess affordability and setting up repayment plans if possible, right? But what they can't do, they can't harass you. They can't come to your house. It's not like a normal debt where a bailiff can come knocking on your door and start taking in goods. They cannot come to your house or your business unannounced. They can't make threats. They're bound by really, really strict recovery rules. And I promise you, these people are really nice to talk to. Whether it's Moorcroft, Zinc Group, Westcott, whoever these firms are that deal with the collection of the bounce back loan, they're really friendly. They're not going to scare you. They can't put any more stress on you, okay? Don't be frightened of talking to them. Let me have a little water before I get to this, because this is important. You can negotiate a full and final settlement, right? And this is when you offer them a lump sum payment to clear the debt for less than the full amount is owed, okay? So you might have a 50 grand loan and you might be able to settle it for just 2,000 quid. I know someone who's done this. I know one person who's had one of these successfully done. And when you're best negotiating is around 6 to 7 months into the recovery process. Because the lenders or the debt collection agencies, they might offer you a discount to settle. And if they don't, you can pick the phone up and propose one yourself. Now, the key thing is, you've got to be honest about your situation. Highlight any medical or financial hardships you're going through and explain why the lump sum is all you can afford, right? The debt collector will have to refer your offer to the lender. So, listen, don't be afraid to push for a significant discount, okay? Literally, you can only offer what you've got, right? You can't get blood out of a stone. Now, sometimes, if you don't want to do that and you just want to pay that loan back but over a longer period of time, if you offer the bank a tenner a month, they'll bloody accept it. They will accept that tenner a month and you can stop the interest, okay? I don't want anybody watching this video to be scared if they can't pay the bounce back loan. And there's a caveat. As long as you've done right by it, you've took it in the right manner, you've spent it in the right manner. I'm not talking to the bounce back loan cowboys here, okay? Some common myths I want to dispel is a lender will make you bankrupt. Listen, extremely rare. A lender will only wind a company up and go after a director if they suspect fraud, okay? Another myth, can you strike your company off if it's took a bounce back loan? No, you cannot dissolve a company with an outstanding bounce back loan, okay? Please, if people are suggesting that you do that, ignore them. Because when you put the strike-off application in, the bank will see that you've attempted to strike the company off and they'll block the strike-off and you'll be in this limbo. Because the banks aren't allowed to let a company be struck off the register and then claim that. I think there's an issue with the guarantee. Now that might change. Okay, it might change. This is going out in February 2025. But as of February 2025, you cannot strike a bounce back loan. You cannot strike a company off that's taken a bounce back loan. Can you still keep trading after defaulting? Yes, you can. As long as you manage your other debts responsibly, right? Defaulting on your bounce back loan doesn't mean the end of your business. It might have a negative impact on your business's credibility, but it doesn't stop you trading. Now, if you're struggling with your bounce back loans, the steps are really simple. Call the lender, communicate honestly with them, okay? Try and get a deal done. Negotiate a full and final settlement or pay them what you can, when you can, if you can. Above all, don't ignore the problem. Face it head on and it will always leave you in a better position. I hope this video has helped you. Please like, subscribe to the channel, and if you have a question about this video, drop it in and I will personally respond to it. Please go over to my next video and watch it because I know you're going to enjoy it. Chris Worden, Director First. Thank you.